Well, we're in Damascus. I got another thru hiker. Give me your name and your trail name.
My name is Jane Hinsey, and I'm also Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Yep.
When did you start, Mary?
March 13th.
March 13th.
Then we had to get off for 2 days of snow.
Okay. Now, are you hiking with somebody then?
No, I didn't start with any. Well, I did. I started with a lady who was doing a 6 weeks with me, and she had to get off after the first week because of foot problems.
Absolutely.
But I am with people.
Sure. You've been hiking around other people.
Yes.
Now, when do you anticipate finishing, or do you have a time that you really need to be?
I don't need to finish.
That's the best way.
Katahdin closes.
The best way to do it.
Yes.
The best.
Yes.
My wife in the truck did it in 214. Started March the 10th and finished September the 25th.
Okay.
And it was a great time. Had you had any feet problem, like blisters or anything?
Yeah, I just bought some Ingenuity toe socks. I've got my feet wrapped in Leukotape.
Yeah, okay.
Right now.
I've seen them wrapped in everything.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
when did you get the blisters?
a couple weeks ago.
None in the early part? Early on?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Your shoes are feeling good and all?
Well, I'm due to trade them out pretty soon. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to go to Altras.
Okay. Now, you said Mary Poppins is your name.
Yes.
Did you give yourself that name or somebody?
No, that was my second name.
How did you get Mary Poppins?
Because I have a very large bag and I keep pulling things out of it that other people need.
Now,
And I carry an umbrella.
okay, well, a lot of people carry an umbrella
Yeah.
though. But how big is your pack?
As in weight,
Yeah.
it's 40 pounds. About 5 of it belongs to my dog.
Oh, you hiking with your
I
dog?
have a 15-pound Chihuahua Beagle.
Wow. Now, how hard is that carrying extra weight and all for the dog?
It's worth it.
It's worth it to
Yeah.
you? Okay. Good. Now, you had to do something with him in the Smokies?
Yeah, my husband picked him up and then brought him back.
Okay. A loud school bus going by us right here. We're right here on the sidewalk, which is the trail itself in Damascus. And I'm tickled that Mary Poppins let us talk to her and interview her a little bit about her hike. Anything unusual happened to you on the trail that maybe surprised you or anything?
Every day.
I like the answer. I like the answer. Good experiences.
It's an amazing experience.
Good. How much planning did you do prior to
I
hiking?
had a year and a half.
So you did pretty good planning?
Yes, I did.
So if you wanted to give one piece of information to someone watching today that's going to hike next year, what would it be?
Take as much time as you can.
Okay, good advice. Well, Mary, thank you so much, and God bless every step you take between here and Katahdin, and hopefully when you finish, you might go back on the channel and give us your summit picture.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I got another 2017 thru hiker. Give us your trail name and your name.
Sure, my name is Wolfie Berserk. My real name is Philip Cody.
Now, how do you spell the trail name?
Well, Wolfie, W-O-L-F-E-Y, and Berserk, took some liberty with that one.
Okay.
B-I-Z-Z-E-R-K.
And the reason I asked that, because I'm going to put that underneath there the way you tell me. It's
All right.
spelled. Now, you've got a lot of stuff in your hands. You've got some new shoes, you got a box here, and then you got this quilt, I believe. Tell us a little bit about all that.
I'll start off with these shoes. So, first time in my life, I had my shoes, my feet measured not just for length, but for width. I knew I had wide feet, but apparently they're off the charts wide. Double E.
Okay.
Which, so, I'll tell you, I was having some foot problems, but now I won't.
That's brand new shoes.
Yep.
You got those
shoes.
at the which outfitter?
Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is the underquilt.
This is a Sea to Summit 50-degree bag.
50-degree bag.
Yeah, it was the one hanging in the window.
What did you trade? I mean, what did you have before?
Well, I had some for shoes. I had some Solomon Trail Runners, and they were very narrow. And I burned lots of holes in them in the Smokies because there was a lot of snow. And
That's what's in the box?
This is my brother sent me some healthy snacks.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to live off Snickers and Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, what was you doing on a blanket, though, or a sleeping bag before?
Oh, so I had a 15-degree sleeping bag that I've had for probably 10 years. And it was a good bag, but as a youngster, I didn't know you're not supposed to keep it in the compression sack. So I totally killed it.
Yeah.
So this will probably be warmer as a 50-degree and substantially lighter, yeah.
Yeah. When did you decide you were going through hike the Appalachian Trail this year?
I've thought about it for years, but I didn't actually seriously think about it until like 2 weeks before I left.
Is it harder than you thought?
It's actually, so I'm from New Hampshire,
Okay.
and the White Mountains is kind of all I know.
Yeah.
So it's substantially easier.
It's a lot easier.
Yep.
My wife through hiked it in 214, and the White Mountains was the toughest. The White Mountains in Maine, you know, up in Maine was probably the toughest.
Yeah, and that's where I went to college. So I'm not familiar with just dirt, no roots, no rocks. It's cruiser here.
Did you start with someone else or started alone?
So since I sort of planned the trail last minute, I called. There's a man named Survivor Dave. He does a trail shuttle.
Right.
I called him the day before I left and asked him if he could give me a ride to Amicalola, and he laughed at me and said most people, call him in November.
Right.
And he told me no way. And then another guy called him 10 minutes later, same thing, wanted to leave the next day, and he made an extra run for us. I hiked with him for a week, the other guy on the shuttle, but I haven't seen him since.
Okay. Are you traveling with a group now?
No, not really.
Okay, good deal.
I like to say Wolfie hikes alone.
How many miles a day is your average?
I did the math, and to date, it's only 12.4.
Yeah, but
that includes zeros.
Yeah, zeros and zeros.
So now I'm going 100 miles a week.
Oh, okay.
And trying to ramp it up to 120 to finish when I want to finish. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a time you want to finish by?
I do.
What day is that?
August 22nd for exactly 5 months.
And is that just because you want to do it in the 5 months, or you've got something on that date?
You're asking good questions. I do have something on that date. The house I grew up in, I operate as a vacation rental, and I blocked off that week for myself. So if I don't get there in time, I don't get my vacation week at the house. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Very cool. And then that makes you, you put the math to it, that makes you do how many miles a day from here? Do you know? I don't.
Yeah, I did that last night, exactly.
What is it?
With 1 0 per week, I have to do 18 miles a day for 4 months.
Okay.
Without the zeros, it's 15.5.
Okay, that's doable, but that's hard.
New bag, new shoes, no problem.
That's true. And
no
of course,
problem.
you know the mountains in New Hampshire, so you know how to compensate for that, whereas somebody that didn't know that would have a hard time compensating. Well, man, listen, I'm tickled to death. I got a chance to stop you. You got a very interesting story, and I believe you're going to make it by that end date. I think you'll get to enjoy that week of your home together. Again, if you finish and you stay in touch with our YouTube channel, maybe send us a picture where we can put your summit picture up on. God bless every step you take between here and Katahdin.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, here we are again, and we got another through hiker. Give us your name and your trail name.
Dan, I'm Slim Shady.
And how do you get that name? Well, first of all, spell that for me.
Dan, D-A-N.
Oh, that's your trail name.
Oh, Slim Shady, S-L-I-M-S-H-A-D-Y.
And how did you get that name, Slim Shady?
I double zeroed in Gatlinburg when it was snowing in the Smokies, and went to a couple of moonshine places and bleached my hair. They called me Slim Shady after that.
Very interesting. Did you start with a group, or you've ended up with a group?
I started alone, but ended up with some really cool people.
Cool. How big of a group is hiking around you?
There's about 4 or 5 people.
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, but I've been living in D.C.
D.C. What kind of work?
I was working for the Sierra Club doing media relations for them.
Did you have to quit work to do this?
Yeah, I did.
That's no big deal?
No. It was a good decision.
Okay. Now, what type of, will you go back to the same kind of work?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Maybe.
That's good. And siblings, you got brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
What's he think about you hiking the trail?
He hasn't said much.
Hadn't said a word about it. What about your parents?
They're into it. They like
Oh,
it. My mom came and hiked for 4 days with me.
Really?
Yeah.
That had to be fun.
It was really cool, yeah.
That is really fun. And what date did you say you started?
I started March 14th.
March 14th. I asked the same question everybody that I see. Do you have a certain time to be through by?
No.
Okay. And how much planning did you do in order to do the trail?
I think a lot. Planned for a couple of months.
Couple of months?
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this and wants some advice, what's the one piece of advice you would recommend for somebody that's going to hike it next year?
Oh man. I guess just talk to as many thru hikers as you can and as you know, because everyone knows someone who knows someone who's done part of it, so they'll probably have some better advice for you.
Now, did you know anyone that had personally hiked the entire Appalachian Trail before coming out here?
Not personally, but through other people.
Through other people. So you had met a thru hiker prior to thru hiking the Appalachian Trail?
Just talked on the phone. Yeah.
Just on the phone?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that when you finish the Appalachian Trail, you will be the first person that many people ever meet that did the whole Appalachian Trail?
No, I hadn't thought about that.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting thing to put in your agenda,
Yeah.
to think about, because everybody I talked to out here, my wife thru hiked it in 2014. Of course, I never knew a thru hiker. Met a lot of them since then. But that's interesting when they meet her and they've never met another thru hiker, the expressions you get when that happens to you. So that'll be an exciting time for you. Has anything surprised you out here on the trail?
A lot of stuff. I'm surprised.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like how much cell phone service you get out here.
Okay, good or
Middle of
bad?
nowhere. Good.
Okay.
It's good.
What provider do you have?
Verizon.
Yeah, I figured you didn't have AT&T.
Yeah, I know.
What else has surprised you? What about the numbers of people? Did you expect that?
Yeah, I was expecting there to be a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So all that's pretty. So everything's went kind of as planned, you would say?
So far, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have any hostels backwards from here, not counting today, that you really enjoyed that you'll remember for a long time?
I haven't really stayed at other hostels.
Okay.
I've mainly stayed at hotels.
Hotels?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything in front of you that you already know about that you're looking forward to on the trail? Any place or event like the James River Bridge people talk about jumping off of? And
Yeah. Not really. I've
Okay.
been looking forward to today. Today's
Just
my
whatever.
birthday.
Today's your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
So I
birthday.
was looking. Thank you. I was
Happy
looking
birthday.
forward to getting into Damascus today, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
Now, or did you just walk in here today?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you taking a zero tomorrow?
Yep.
Okay, good, for your birthday.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's fantastic. I'm glad I got to meet you on your birthday
Yeah.
and put you on YouTube. God bless every step you take between here and Katahdin, and maybe you'll come back and give us your summit picture.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I've just just met two new thru hikers here, and they've got a very, very interesting story. Give me your trail name and your name.
My trail name is Stoat, S-T-O-A-T, and my real name is Jonathan.
Jonathan?
I'm Tree Strap, and my real name is Dan.
Dan, give me how you got that trail name.
I camped with my hammock right before a big mountain. In the morning, I took my hammock, but not the tree straps that hook up to the trees, and hiked over the mountains, and then realized I forgot my tree straps, and I had to go back, and then back again.
Wow. Give me how you got your trail name.
Well, I actually I started a trail journal online, and I had to pick a name, so I just picked Stoat because I had seen the animal on an Animal Planet show or something.
Right.
And a coworker of his ended up making a car decal for my car that said Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker Stoat. And I figured, well, I'll start without a trail name, and if I don't earn one, then I'll just go with that. So I didn't embarrass myself in any way, so I just stuck with the original.
Wow. Now, guys, y'all look a little bit alike.
Yep.
Are y'all related?
Happen to be.
Happened to be, yeah.
Yep.
I'm 3.5 years older.
You're the older.
I'm the older.
Okay.
He's
And,
35, I'm 31.
so you get all the special treatment as the younger?
Oh, not at all, no.
Not at all. Not at all. Tell me whose idea it was to hike the Appalachian Trail. Who's?
It's a little bit of both.
Most recently, his.
Yeah, but we've always known about it since we were kids, and we've always talked about it. And 5 years ago, he wanted to do it, and I just started a new job and joined a band. So 5 years later, I had some money in the bank. My mom let me move home, and it just worked out that we could do it together.
What kind of band?
Rock and roll mostly, for the most part. There's a little bit of banjo in there, but
What do you play?
I'm a drummer.
You're a drummer.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of work do you do?
I was a glazier, which is glass, so anything to do with glass construction in a home or a building.
Did you have to quit a job to do this?
I did. Yep. I worked there 11 years, and
How do people do that nonchalantly?
You don't.
Okay.
I'm a big money saver. So over the years, I just saved up enough money, and this is one of the things I'm spending it on.
But what about when you get through? Will you be able to go back into that field?
My boss did say there's an open door. If I want to come back, I can. We'll see if I still want to do that when I get back.
Okay. And what about you?
Well, I worked in the audiovisual field, basically building control rooms for the military and all sorts of different organizations. I did that for about 5 years. I traveled all over the world and the country, and they couldn't leave my job open for me due to some security things. But they said if there's an opening, I could possibly go back. But I'm hoping to get into outdoor education and mountain rescue afterwards. So
Really?
I try to use this to
This is
leverage into a new career.
Yeah, this will be good experience for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, other siblings, did you say y'all had other brothers or sisters?
No,
Just us.
Just y'all- What's your parents think about y'all hiking?
My mom actually wanted to come down and hike the first few miles with us from Springer, but that didn't work out. We did the approach trail, so I don't think she would have liked doing the approach trail. But yeah, it's all pretty positive.
Now, I asked some of the same questions to most people, and one of them being, what would you tell somebody that's looking at this, that's thinking about hiking the AT next year? What would the one piece of advice you would share with them today?
I'll go for it. I would say anyone can do this. Just know your physical limitations and plan accordingly in the beginning. If you're not that in shape, don't do a lot of miles. Georgia is not easy.
Okay, good deal. What about you?
I would say make sure you have some money in the bank. Budget accordingly, because you don't want to drop out because you ran out of money. So definitely have your home affairs in order before you leave, and don't get discouraged when you're in pain. You can take one day off and relax.
Let your body recoup.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, y'all mentioned the money. Most people don't talk about that out here, but it's a reality.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of what you think is a reasonable mid-range expense to do the Appalachian Trail?
You'd probably know better than I.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I don't know about. They say between $700 and $1,000 a month. I don't know if we're spending.
So you're going to take 5 months, you think?
Yeah, roughly.
5 to 6 months. Yeah.
Possibly 5,000, but you
Okay.
can do a lot cheaper if you don't stay in every hostel that you run into.
Right. And it can be a lot higher.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know people in 214 when my wife through hiked it, spent upwards of 10,000. And of course they stayed in nice hotels, and they didn't they didn't hike in the rain as much as the other people did, trying to stay out of the rain. And then again, it depends on how long you're out here. No matter what equation you use, if you use $1.50 a day or $1 a day, if you stay out here 8 months, it's going to cost you more than 5 months.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people ignore that subject, but I think it's a reality you got to deal with when you're out here.
Yeah.
Anything else you might want to say out here to YouTube or family members or somebody like that?
If you're thinking of doing the AT, get your affairs in order and just do it. It's the best thing I've done.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say if you can swing it, it's the best experience in my entire life.
Yeah, I think it's a life-changing experience for no matter who does it.
Absolutely.
And God bless every step y'all take between here and Katahdin, and maybe you'll send me a summit picture and we'll put that on YouTube as well.
Absolutely.